let's go ahead and move on and talk about Reddit and the people who have broken down on Reddit. Now, there's a little bit of context here. We've seen a giant cultural shift. We all understand this. And it's been a pretty positive shift across the board, I think, for most people, except for freaks. And Reddit is a safe haven of just giant freaks. We know this, right? I've known people who have lived and died on Reddit. Not necessarily died, but they've lived their life on Reddit. They've turned out exactly like you think they would. It is a super echo chamber. Now, fast forward to the inauguration of Donald Trump, and we saw Elon Musk, the owner of X, go on stage, get very, very excited, let everybody know that his heart was with people, right? And then there was the whole, well, Elon Musk did a Nazi salute, and they took a freeze frame from this, and they're like, look at
the funniest thing to happen all year, for sure. That's the funniest thing to happen all year for me.
Well, we're just getting started here. But he said, my heart will go out to you. And we're talking about like this is 10 million views over on X and Pierce Morgan. Elon Musk was it ill-advised? Should he have known better? Sure, right? Was he making this salute? No, he wasn't. He was saying, my heart goes out to you. Okay. So that's the data that you need to know for this. That's the background for here. Now, Reddit as a whole has begun blocking all links to X, which is courtesy of Reddit.
As a whole?
Well,
some subreddits were doing it.
It's starting with subreddits, but it does come down to the subreddit, but it is a mass campaign to no longer allow links to X. And you can see, here we go. As you may have seen on a lot on Reddit in the past certain days, certain events have caused a lot of controversy regarding X and Elon Musk's perceived anti-Semitism, support of white supremacy, and his highly controversial Nazi salute several days ago. The choice to ban links on Steam Deck is not politically motivated. Anyone of a political leaning is not prevented from posting or commenting on Steam Deck, as it is explicitly non-political subreddit. However, Reddit/r/Steam Deck does not and will not tolerate sending traffic to a website with direct connections to Nazism, anti-Semitism, racism, and other bigotry.
Should Elon sue Reddit then?
I don't know. Maybe he'll own it by the time it's all said and done. Yeah. So they're not alone. This is from there was an attempt where this all comes down to the power mods. They are banning this. Screenshots acceptable with identifying markers deleted. Our small attempt to boycott a self-declared Nazi. Has Elon Musk ever declared himself a Nazi?
No. Absolutely not. The ADL came out also and said it wasn't a Roman salute, so this doesn't even.
And now they're calling I've seen people calling the ADL.
Didn't
anti-Semitic now?
Yeah.
Now the ADL is anti-Semitic. That's crazy.
Yeah, AOC called them anti-Semitic.
That's crazy. Oh man, we live in a fucking clown world.
Well,
yeah, the whole front page of Reddit that day was this.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It was just all Elon.
Yeah. Well, it continues.
Took a picture of it. I was like, oh my God, the whole front page, my whole page. I was like, what's Reddit talk about today? Boom.
Yeah.
Just Elon.
The mods of r/NBA, as in National Basketball Association, a subreddit with over 15 million members, have banned links to X. Effective immediately, NBA will be banning links to Twitter and X, as well as other social media platforms that require logins for their consent to be browsed, including Facebook. We have reached this decision after taking recent events and a strong sentiment from our community into account. While we try our best to stay neutral and apolitical, we don't believe taking a stance against Nazi symbolism is or should be a political issue. Hate speech and the promotion of it has never been tolerated in our community.
Now that is stupid. If you follow any sports subreddit, that's stupid, because half the flippin' posts are from media people that are breaking news stories on X. NFL has all the, what's his name? I can't think of his name.
Colin Kaepernick?
No.
No.
The news guy that breaks every story. I can't think of his name right now.
Well,
half the posts on those sports Reddits are tweets of somebody breaking news or an athlete tweeting something
from X.
That's
right?
Hilarious.
Yeah, this will hurt Reddit more than it will hurt X for sure.
Sure will.
But they're not alone, because Radiohead and Squared Circle, which is a wrestling, obviously, X-Men, and by the way, people talk about video game being all super left-leaning. The wrestling community, my God.
That's ridiculous, bro.
The wrestling media is just as bad. They are insane. X-Men, Toronto Blue Jays, these are all that have proposed to ban X links.
It's just all virtue signaling.
It's virtue signaling, and you know what it's doing is it's creating an even bigger echo chamber for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stupid.
That's the thing that they clearly don't understand.
They're gonna have a bad 4 years.
How long are we gonna let the Nazis ruin things for us?
I know.
100 years.
It's the boogeyman.
You know, small mustaches have been ruined because of Hitler. Swastikas, salutes. What?
Facts.
How long are we gonna let them control the world?
I want a small mustache. It's unfortunate. I
When are
can
we gonna
never
take
do
it back?
No, you could do that. You could do the small mustache. Eric couldn't. I couldn't. But you could. Flawed.
Oh, yeah.
Blabs could do it.
But I can't listen to Kanye at the same time, and I like Kanye.
Oh yeah.
I'm out of here. I'd be out of
That'd
here.
be big. Well, I'll tell you what, man. It's you know, there's a lot of truth in what you say, Eric. Like how, you know, it's been what, 80 years since what, 1930s? Is that right?
30s, yeah.
Yeah.
Almost
So
90 years.
90 years at this, yeah, you're right. 90 years at this point, right? And you think about like 90 years prior to that, like these people are captured. They're captured, and that's the thing about this is by limiting their information to only what goes on Reddit, they have no idea what's happening. No idea what's
people
happening.
left for Blue Sky. They're just boxing themselves up, shouting at a wall.
100%, just shouting at a wall, hoping to be heard. And the reality is that they're not going to be heard at all, and they're going to be clueless. And that's what happens. So in 4 years, when they go, like I've talked about this before. I have a family member who has no idea, like what happened in November when at the election. He just doesn't understand. But he lives in San Francisco, right? He works in big tech, and
everybody loves Kamala,
right? And everything around him is a certain way. And I've said this many, many times: you're a product of your surroundings. These people are so captured, so they're so broken because they just don't understand. Their entire worldview has been shattered. So when you have something like this and you're limiting your worldview even further because you want a virtue signal, in 2 years and 4 years from now, again, they're going to be going like, what happened? I don't understand. Everything that they told me isn't true. It's only going to get worse.
It's like they don't realize this kind of bullshit was exactly how Trump got elected.
Yes, 1,000%.
Making up stories like this.
1,000%.